What's up, good people?
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to another episode of Talking Shit.
And drinking coffee.
It's your boy, Walt P.
And it's your girl, Kels.
And on today's show, we got some good stuff for you guys.
Right.
So first, we're going to give you something from Amy.
Politics.
We tend to delve a little bit.
This is referencing Amy Coney and a comment that she made.
Mm-hmm.
Then our second clip, we got a little bit on Ice Cube because he got everybody mad,
Ice
y'all.
Cube.
And then last, I'm gonna let you call that one.
I call him Cougar, man.
That's his boy.
So make sure you guys subscribe, like, hit the notification button so you can know whenever we air.
And check in our description box for our other pages so you can follow us on all our platforms.
Without further ado, let's get into it. Here's the first clip.
Now, you said in your acceptance speech for this nomination that Justice Scalia's philosophy is your philosophy. Do you agree with this particular point of Justice Scalia's view that the U.S. Constitution does not afford gay people the fundamental right to marry?
Senator Feinstein, as I said to Senator Graham at the outset, if I were confirmed, you would be getting Justice Barrett, not Justice Scalia. So I don't think that anybody should assume that just because Justice Scalia decided a decision a certain way, that I would too. But I'm not going to express a view on whether I agree or disagree with Justice Scalia for the same reasons that I've been giving. You know, Justice Ginsburg, with her characteristic pithiness, used this to describe how a nominee should comport herself at a hearing. No hints, no previews, no forecasts. That had been the practice of nominees before her.
That's really too bad because it's rather a fundamental point. You identify yourself with a justice that you, like him, would be a consistent vote to roll back hard-fought freedoms and protections for the LGBT community. And what I was hoping you would say is that this would be a point of difference where those freedoms would be respected. And you haven't said that.
Senator, I have no agenda, and I do want to be clear that I have never discriminated on the basis of sexual preference and would not ever discriminate on the basis of sexual preference. You know, like racism, I think discrimination is abhorrent. On the questions of law, however, because I'm a sitting judge and because you can't answer questions without going through the judicial process, can't give answers to those very specific questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was Miss Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah. Isn't she the one that Donald Trump nominated for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
And that's why she got in trouble in her
already on her case
nomination speech. She made a comment about sexuality.
And she used the term sexual preference.
Which
correct.
They chose to use that point against her and basically rip her apart and say
almost reprimanded her.
Yeah, the term is outdated and da-da-da-da-da. But then she also went on to say just because the guy who she was nominated with or who she's supporting, he has certain views about it, and they pretty much just putting that on her, use that, what she said,
to kind of try to
say.
to
trap her in that.
Right. And honestly, I think her using the term sexual preference, I don't even think she meant it in a negative way. I think, and I will say this, probably speaking for a lot of people, when you're not a part of that lifestyle, a lot of times you don't know the appropriate terminology. I've heard other people say sexual preference in the past. So now we don't want it to be sexual preference. Like, you got to kind of bear with people with that.
Here's my thing, Kels. And you know my thoughts about anything that deals with sex in general. I've always said, look, first of all, I love ball, but it ain't gay unless we fucking. So what are we talking about here if we breaking down the
I was gonna let you keep going.
And I'm so serious because it ain't, I love my dog, but it ain't bestiality unless we fucking.
Yeah.
It's a fucking preference. It's not. I agree with Amy Coney Barrett. I do not think she should have been chastised for that shit. As far as a term being outdated, like you said, Kels, we don't keep up with this shit.
Yeah, when you're not in the lifestyle, it's hard to keep up with terminology.
Yeah,
now, I will say, I don't think that it's the right term anymore because there's debate about whether it's a preference or whether it's a birth, whatever.
They've always debated
But the thing about it is, you knew what she meant. And that wasn't the time and place to reprimand her that way either. Because I feel like it was almost like, oh, you the new girl. We going to check you.
We going to check you.
Yeah.
Look, I've said time and time again, what's been taken away from us, and it started with the LGBT community. I'm not coming at you guys. I don't want that problem. What I am saying, though, what you guys fought to be taken away was context. From the minute they became a relevant organization, not saying you guys were never relevant.
Or a movement, or whatever you want to call it.
When you guys got your hooks into society and basically forced your agendas, and yes, I did use that term correctly, forced your agendas onto the rest of mainstream society, what you did basically was you made context be taken out. I can't say anything, almost anything I say as a heterosexual man is almost anti-gay, and that's not cool. I don't agree with that. I don't think Amy Coney should have been chastised for that small little thing. What else did she say?
Yeah, it was little.
What else did she say?
She didn't really say anything else negative or derogatory.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what else did she say?
And like, if it's a matter of wrong terminology, there's a way to tell somebody, like, hey,
just correct her.
Like if somebody calls me African American, that was a term that was used. I don't really consider myself African American. Most people now, with the black movement, we want to be called black. So I would just be like, I'd rather you call me black.
Well, you know,
but it's not like you're insensitive because you called me African American.
Even going with that, Kels, we got away from that back in the 70s and 60s. James Brown made black a term of endearment. Hey, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. From that moment on, we took that word.
And it's been kind of, gone back and forth. Well, are they African American? Are they black? And for the most part, we just correct you and say we're black and keep it pushing. Like, to call me African American isn't derogatory. It's not right, but it's not derogatory. And that's what you could say with the sexual preference comment. It may not have been the right term, but it wasn't derogatory, I don't think.
Right, because she could have just corrected and say, hey, you know, what you said was not the term that they would like
prefer
to. It's almost like calling a little person a midget.
And I even cringed just then. But I mean, it was a word that was used for a long time, and it wasn't derogatory.
And then all of a sudden it became derogatory
and
because
now it's like little
one or
person.
two of them said, I don't like being called a midget.
I would rather be a little person.
Well, get the fuck
over
it.
And honestly,
that's what you are.
I don't think I would want to be called a little person.
Even
like that.
Even with mentally challenged people. Who made the decision for mentally challenged people not to be called retarded anymore?
Well,
it wasn't retarded people because they don't give a fuck.
No.
So,
but I mean, that word was kind of one of those that's like,
why?
It was already kind of cringy.
Why?
Because it's not like, what does it mean?
Retarded. To retard something is to basically, like, stop.
I put you on the spot too. I said, what it mean?
Look, flame retardant, right? That means won't get set on fire.
That's a different retardant. That's retardant. This
You're
is
right.
retardant.
With the T. You're right.
That's why I'm like, it don't sound good. So mentally ill, mentally challenged.
So is that what we've been? Okay. I like you said that. Is that
mentally
what we're basing
handicapped.
things off of? It don't sound good. Who makes that determination?
Whoever is in charge of that one. I don't know who's over that part. I think actually in that case, it's probably mental health counselors chose to go away from that word. Mm-hmm. So that's why the word changed.
This is why.
But in the old times, you're right. The word retarded wasn't derogatory.
Because I get mad.
Like, we come so far in history and we decide words are derogatory.
Who though?
Well, the group that the word defines, I guess.
And it's like the whole group. Like, did they literally get everybody in the group to say, hey, we're against this shit? Because I've talked to some
people don't care if you call them
I've talked to homosexual people that don't give a fuck.
Some black people don't care if you call them African American.
No.
At
one point it was being called into question whether using the term Mexican was derogatory toward them.
If they're from Mexico, no.
They're fucking Mexican. Yeah, that's right.
Now, it is derogatory if you look at somebody and assume they Mexican just because they're brown.
Now, I know Puerto Ricans don't like them.
Well, and I was going to say, if I just go, oh, you Mexican and you're not from Mexico, then that is kind of derogatory. But that makes sense, though, because I'm calling you something you're not.
Right. Or, you know, I know when I was in Miami and they thought I was Dominican or fucking Haitian or something. They didn't know what it was until I started talking. But I didn't get upset and be like, how dare you? I'm black. You know, I didn't get upset. I just when the word game starts to get played, Kels.
For every little tiny word.
I always say to myself, who the fuck said it wasn't cool? Who got together and said, everybody that's in this category
it's no longer sexual preference.
Yeah, it's not against. It's against that, and I get that.
And now what? They didn't really give her an alternative word to use, which was the other problem too. So they were just kind of like, don't say that, but they didn't say what was preferred.
But there's bullshit. We could call bullshit on that because if it was to say that it's a because what's the alternate for it being a preference? Mm-hmm. If it's not a preference, what the fuck
guess it's
is
just your sexuality in
So
general.
sexuality, right? You're born with it, right? Or whatever the fuck, right? It's not something you choose.
I don't know the other.
What about motherfuckers that play both sides and they get to say they're bisexual?
I'm gonna tell y'all something else they did. They y'all fact check this. But right after she said that, Webster's changed
the definition. They did do that.
On the fly.
They changed the definition of sexual preference. And I will say on Webster's part, they have did that another time here recently too. They did it another time recently with the word racism. So before the definitions for racism and prejudice were very similar. Mm-hmm. Then all this stuff happened with George Floyd, and now the definition of racism is basically the definition of prejudice, but it's prejudice with power. And whereas anybody can be prejudiced, but only the powerful group can be racist. But it wasn't worded that way at first.
It wasn't worded that way, but I've always seen it that way.
Well, I've always heard it that way too, but that's not how Webster's had it worded.
You ever heard of Paul Mooney?
I don't think so.
He was a famous comedian. He is a famous comedian. He didn't write for Richard Pryor, but when Richard Pryor had a TV show, he did write on the show. He was basically Richard Pryor's homeboy and business partner. And Paul Mooney said it. He said, look, black people can't be racist. And people looking at him crazy when I'm going to explain it to you.
Why?
Racism is, I can call you cracker all day.
But I have no power to oppress your people.
You calling me a nigga and putting me in a category, you can change what my kids
You can
go to school.
oppress me.
But yes, you can oppress
And that's why
me.
they said racism is prejudice plus power.
Yeah, but I didn't know they officially changed it.
Well, they just this year.
Yeah, you just taught me something.
It had not been saying it, or it wasn't clear that it was saying that. And a lot of people were giving backlash because, of course, when all this happened with George Floyd and everyone else, white people were saying, well, y'all are racist, or reverse racism, which doesn't exist, by the way.
Yeah, reverse. Basically, you're admitting to racism existing, but
you're saying we're doing the reverse.
And you're full of fucking shit.
We're 13% of the population. We're not reversing it.
Right.
But they were saying that, and that's when a lot of black people were saying, no, we can't actually be racist. We can be prejudiced, but not racist, because we don't have power to be oppressors. Yeah. And Webster's went back and edited the definition.
And see, this is what leads me to believe.
So the stuff changes on the fly. How is the woman supposed to keep up?
This is what leads me to believe things are agenda based. When after Amy Coney Barrett said what she said, now you just changed the whole motherfucking shit.
Dictionary.
You just
changed the dictionary.
Changed the fucking dictionary. That's why I say it's agenda based, and we're not saying we hate fucking homosexual people. No, we don't. What we're saying is, man, context has been taken away.
Everything could be a little less touchy.
Yeah. Why are y'all so fucking sensitive?
Because if somebody calls a black person African American, we don't get in a tizzy.
Right.
It's just more like a slight correction.
Yeah.
It's not even offensive to call me African American. No. Now, to go back to terms like Negro or colored, that's pretty well known that's offensive.
Now you on some other shit.
Now you play too much.
But like I said, Kels, and I didn't even say it to be funny, with the bestiality and fucking your homeboy and then it's gay. But what I'm speaking to is when certain lines are crossed and what is called. Let's say, because I don't agree with the grouped up mentality based on who you're choosing to fuck or who you're fucking. I don't agree with that, because let's say I like tying women up and peeing on them.
There's words for that too.
There's a word. There's a word for it. But guess what category that's in, though, Kels?
That's just kinky.
That's a taboo.
Yeah, but that's just.
That's
kinky.
put in taboo. That's not a sexual orientation, though.
No, it's not an orientation.
But it should be if we're basing on things you like to do and what gets you off sexually, what you're attracted to. That's what I'm saying. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
I mean, they just reading too much into it for me.
Yeah.
It's too deep. Like, we too deep.
I
we
would
in
like
the middle of a meeting and you want to, well, it's not
wait
sexual
a minute.
preference.
That's not you want to be
So
a
y'all want to
dick.
get on to Trump and Biden? Because they all up and through. They debate was calling black people African American. All up and through. African American. And we done told them. Now, ain't nobody going to get on to him. And I know Trump ready. Who going to check him, boo?
Speaking of which brings up our next point when we're talking about the dealings of Republicans and Democrats.
Oh, yeah, we're headed that way, so let's
get into it. Here's the next
clip.
clip.
Everybody's been mad at me because I haven't been on the fucking, the gravy train of these candidates, especially Joe Biden and Harris. I don't trust none of them. No president has done right by us. So I don't trust none of them. So putting our hopes and dreams behind any of them just don't work. We gotta make them do what we want them to do. And there's only a few ways to do that. Now, I've been making contacts, trying to, talk about these real issues, straight up, I believe the Democrats they've been nice, they've been cordial, so to speak. I don't really see them pushing their policies in any different direction. They're still talking this minority, people of color shit that don't necessarily include us, that don't necessarily include black Americans, especially descendants of slaves, ADOS, American descendants of slaves. That ain't specifically us, it's everybody. We ain't gonna get shit, because when you look around, everybody hate us. So we still at the bottom of that. So, I think the Democrats, they got every black celebrity and shit on their team, so they just figure, tell Q to shut the fuck up and vote. And so, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna push the program. We got a program, I'm pushing it on everybody. We also met with the Republicans and shit. They brought us in, we talked to them. They've moved their agenda a lot because of what we said. They put $500 billion on the table, and but who knows? Who knows what's gonna really happen?
So, guys, Mr. Cube, they've been calling him Ice Cube Smith. Online.
Steven,
they've been giving him all kind of little funky names.
But, and see, it's all once again another topic to where you basically put some on a person that ain't even fucking.
Now, I'm passionate about this one, and I'll tell you why. Because, and it's been brought up many times, and a lot of y'all been saying he's a traitor, he's a coon, he's a this. So, okay, first of all, we know this man is not a coon. That's clear. We know Ice Cube. We know what he's about, what he stands for.
Yeah. They making it like he went up in there shucking
and
and jiving and
he
shit.
didn't.
Yeah.
These people, asked to meet with him in terms, or he had brought up wanting to discover a plan, a platinum plan. What are y'all talking about, Democrats? What are y'all talking about, Republicans? The only ones that responded to him was Donald Trump's camp. So, as black people, and you know I'm big on saying our vote, we don't need to just give it away. If we gonna call it the black vote, why are we just giving it to Republicans or giving it to Democrats? And Ice Cube has actually been preaching the same thing throughout this election. And he brought up the fact that he asked to speak with the Democratic Party, and they declined. They were like, no, you'll see our plan when we win.
After the election.
Trump chose to, hey, well, I'm happy to meet with you, see what we can collaborate and come up with.
Yeah.
Now, in a situation where we're oppressed and both parties, out of each party, somebody's going to win, and Trump is actually currently in office. So for the next 3 months or so, we have to deal with him. If he calls and says, in response to my request, he wants to see about a plan, I'm going to go and talk to him and see if we can come up with something, because it's better than doing nothing. Does he fully understand? Hell no. We already know he don't. How he talk, he don't understand. But if I can get in here and even if it's for false reasons just to win the election, why would I not go fill that territory out and see if this is going to actually benefit me and my people?
Well, here's the thing too, Kels. When he first started out, as he was talking, this is what made me just start. Let me listen to him.
Yeah.
He said, "I've been doing a lot of research. My own research, looking at the history, because he said, I want to know why black people are still
Democrat
on the bottom. He was like, why are we still on the bottom? Why are we still not winning? Every other race of people seem to be topping the food chain, but black people were still, and I'm not even paraphrasing, and I quote, we're still floundering, we're still flopping around on the bottom for scraps, expecting something to be given to us. So, like Kel said, he went out on his own, not nobody else's agenda, didn't listen to anybody else, went on his own, went to the Democrats first, who is renowned
for dealing with black people,
supposedly our
allegedly.
Party, right? And he went to them, and like Kel said, they told him straight up, look, wait till after the election that we might win.
Yeah, why would I do that
when
you haven't won? And then why am I going to wait till you're in office and you can literally tell me a lie? I want you to promise me some shit now before I give you my vote. After I give you my vote, I mean nothing to you.
And then he went up there to the Republicans, and they put $500 million on the table for him and
to figure
black
out how to do something for black people.
Now, he said himself, you know, because a lot of people, I truly believe this, Kels, a lot of black people that are condemning his actions for dealing with the Republicans, a lot of them didn't even, I bet 5% of them didn't, only 5% listen to what he actually said, explaining the situation.
They read the headline of the article.
Yes, the other 95% are going off of other outlets and what other people are saying about what he does. And that's the problem I got with our people. We won't do our own research. We won't listen to the motherfucking horse's mouth. We'll go off with some shit
They talking about he kissing President Trump's butt. No, actually, he's making President Trump kiss his butt. If you really want to look at it,
yeah.
Like, this is what I'm gonna need you to do to earn my vote. This is what I want to see on paper. XYZ.
Yes.
Now, does that mean run out and vote Republican? No. Does that mean that Trump is going to do everything in this plan that he allegedly said he would do if he wins? It doesn't. We all know you can lie. That's what politicians do.
And even Cube said, "Look, they said $500 million on the table for you, but whether they're gonna do it or not, it's still
to be seen."
But they did show some kind of
they
faith.
Made an effort. They called the man back. They had a meeting.
Yes.
So as far as willingness goes, the Republicans were who was willing, and then everybody likes to bring up that the party swapped. The Democrats were originally against black people, and the Republicans were originally for black people. Okay, let's be clear. Neither party was ever for black people. First of all, they just kind of went with what the flow was. When Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, he literally said, I would have freed the slaves if I could have got XYZ. And if I could have got XYZ without freeing the slaves, I wouldn't have freed the slaves. So the slavery wasn't
Don't
y'all
tell
be
him
praising
that,
that man
Don't tell
like
him
he
that.
was like, I'm gonna let him out.
They don't like that, Kels.
They don't, because it's
They
true.
don't like that.
And so the Republicans weren't for us. It just benefited them at the time because the package deal involved freeing the slaves and several other things.
Well, I want to reiterate something that you said, and I liked it so much. It's become pretty much my mantra when it comes to politics. Fuck the parties.
Fuck them.
Listen to what the
Period.
motherfucker, the individual is talking about and what he's offering to do that benefits you and what you got going on.
We
in
have
your
got
life.
to start doing it the way these other races are doing it and voting based off of who we can get to change the things that we want changed and then giving that party our vote. Do we have to agree with every other thing the party does? No. But if black rights are going to be the most important thing on our agenda, then we have to vote for the people who are going to help us. Like I said, does this mean run out and vote for Trump? No, because he could be lying. We know the nigga done lied before.
Right.
But he showed a willingness to work, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did not. They said, wait till you see what we do. And they've been saying, wait till you see what we gonna do. Like Meg Thee Stallion posted about black women being unprotected, and Kamala Harris in the status, yes, girl, preach, and we gonna do some stuff.
Why'd you have
and
to
then
do
she was
all
like,
that
we're
shit?
gonna do something for black people, you watch. Never saying what they're gonna do.
Yeah, you just telling me, I got you. I'm gonna hold you down.
I got you.
Exactly what though?
And y'all know when black people be like, I got you. You
Yeah.
know.
You better watch out for that motherfucker.
They probably don't got you,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm just tired of. I'm so tired about people because it speaks to just this incident alone
Right.
with Ice Cube and how they're condemning his actions. That's speaking to what our problem is
As a whole.
We will crush each other. We ain't gotta worry about the opposition. We'll crush each other. I ain't gotta worry about the other motherfucker. If I'm in my house, you the one holding the fucking lighter. Ain't gonna burn this motherfucker down with me in it because of something else I said. It ain't them outside I gotta worry about. I gotta worry about the people in my own house. And what I'm referring to our own people, because you're condemning Ice Cube for
working
trying something.
with
Yes.
somebody.
And also,
and that's literally what he's doing. He's just working with somebody.
I'm also noticing a common theme too, Kels. Anytime somebody has their own ideas about something and it doesn't go along with the status quo of black people, your ass get towed up for
You
that.
said something, brother.
You
know why? Because I have this whole thing about black people and the weirdness agenda is what I call it. Anytime you do something that's not considered classically black, it's weird. You're not black.
You ain't black.
You're doing
Yeah.
something else. I like to read. Oh, this bitch like read books.
You like reading?
She like books.
What?
You ain't black.
You ain't black?
You like books.
Yeah.
You don't like books.
You good at math? What, you Asian? What?
What?
I can't be.
Oh, you don't like to wear Nike tennis shoes and get out of New Jordans
Yeah.
and wait in line?
What the fuck?
Ooh, you got on kids.
We do this shit to ourselves, people. That's what we're saying.
Look.
Like if we
Blackness is many things.
Yeah. But it ain't killing each other and cutting each other down because we disagree with each other.
Or because
How the fuck
somebody's
will
a
we
little different.
How will we get progress if that's what we're doing to each other?
Correct.
That makes motherfuckers scared
Correct.
to have a good idea.
Yeah.
That makes you scared.
Because I know
I don't
Ice
say that
Cube
shit.
being smart, I know he knew going in, oh, I got to tell them
You
what
know
I'm
he knew,
thinking
Kels.
because they going to clown me. He already knew.
You know he knew.
He knew y'all was going to
That's
come
why
for
he
his
gave
neck.
an explanation.
He knew y'all was coming for his neck. But he did it anyway because he cared enough to want to do it. So here's my thing, too. If we want the white people to work with us and protest and help us for black agendas, why are we not wanting to work with the person that's at the top right now, who is Donald Trump? He's not our preferred person, maybe, but he's
the
who's
person
in
we
leadership. That's who we got. If he
And probably
calls,
gonna have for the next
and we
4
might
years.
have him again.
Yeah.
And honestly, if he calls a meeting and says, "Hey, well, show me what you got," then that's a pitch.
You
Now,
better
do
take
you
your ass
always
up
get
there.
a win with the pitch? No, I've pitched many sales in life. You don't always make the sale.
Right.
But fuck it, I'm going to the pitch. I can't win if I don't go.
Can't win if you don't play the fucking game.
You can't. Can't hit the ball if you ain't go to bat.
And
I don't like the pitcher.
bravo to Ice Cube. 'Cause he didn't have to.
He didn't.
Understand that, people. Ice Cube is rich.
And he didn't care about his popularity
Yeah.
going down because he's also popular. And
He's
right
very
now
popular.
he's
Not just popular, Kels. Ice Cube is popular with white people.
He's pretty iconic, honestly.
He's fucking iconic.
If we want to get into living legends.
Let me break that part down for you guys if y'all just missed what I just said. Ice Cube is not only popular with black people. Ice Cube is popular with white people also. Why did you say that, Walt? Why does that matter? Okay, I'm going to tell you why that matters. Mike Epps is black people famous, meaning millions of black people know who the fuck Mike Epps is. But maybe
a few white people
do.
But
Chris Rock is known
famous.
Just
regular.
Meaning white people know who he is. Now
he's pretty much an A-list celebrity.
Right. Now why am I saying this? Because it matters. When you get that level of celebrity and you decide to push an agenda for your people, it fucking matters. They'll listen to you because you have that influence with them on that other side. Which we need.
And exactly. We can't decide to want to work with white people on some stuff, want them to march with us, want them to have our back, and then decide not to work with white people on the politics when it comes time to get at the table. We wanted a seat at the table. We've been marching up and down the goddamn street all summer. Now we get somebody to sit at the table and we mad at the sitter. What are you mad for? Is it because it's not you, or because of who he sat with?
Because people are telling them not.
That's who's at the table, though.
Because people telling them. Let's call it what it is, Kels. Because motherfuckers telling them to be against this. Just like what we said. When I said who makes the rules for what is cool to say and what's not cool to say, it's the same thing when somebody takes it upon themselves and does something on the behalf of our people, and then one motherfucker got contempt with it, probably like a Roland Powell or Tavis Smiley or something. Does Tavis Smiley still do things?
I don't know. Not much, but I mean he did.
Yeah, but he's in that realm.
That realm.
But Roland Powell definitely, he'll get up there and spew some rhetoric. I'm only telling the truth. I'm not against these people. I'm just telling you people to wake the Roland Martin. Yeah, what the fuck you call him?
You mixed Cole and Powell.
That's my bad. But
I didn't know which one you was talking about, but both are influential.
Roland fucking Martin and Colin, he don't say much,
No, but he was notoriously Republican.
And he could have been the president.
I would have voted for Colin Powell.
Ran, I think he would have been.
I don't know why we didn't like Ben Carson. Why y'all didn't like him?
Too smart.
Blink, blink. We like Kamala.
Yeah, you're right, Kels. Why we didn't like? Because he was. We'll get
don't
into
make
that.
Sense.
Because that's another.
We're running out of time, but the last thing I wanted to touch on, yes, I think Trump is a narcissist. You know what that means, though? Narcissists, when they do something, they're thinking of themselves. So I don't think when he sat down with Ice Cube, he wasn't thinking of himself. But fuck it. If you thinking of yourself benefits me, then I'm going to come in and hey, good for me. If I'm driving my car safely and I really don't want to tear up my car because of me, you ought to be happy. At least I ain't tearing your shit up either.
Well said.
Yeah.
If it benefits me, so I don't give a fuck.
If you're doing it for you and I just happen to be benefiting, that works for me.
Motherfuckers. But we're going to get into this third and last clip. By the way, we're officially saying we riding with Cube.
Yeah, I like him. I still like him. I'm going to ride to fuck the police on the way home.
Yeah, and I hope it works. I hope we do get the money.
And I hope we get something from it. I hope we benefit.
Yeah, I hope he does.
If not, then the man tried.
He tried, which is more we can say.
More than we can say for a lot of people.
But we're gonna get into this last clip. Yeah. Go ahead and
play
enjoy.
It.
Yeah.
No! Go away! Go away! Please go away!
Please, right? 6 minutes of terror probably felt like 6 hours. That's what a trail runner experienced in Provo as he encountered this mountain lion. How about this? This wild encounter was all captured on video, too.
Oh, my goodness. Your stomach is just turning watching this. News specialist Dan Rascone actually spoke to that runner. He joins us now live from the Slate Canyon trailhead. And, Dan, this video is just unbelievable, terrifying to watch.
Yeah, it really is. Riveting and heart-stopping, you could say. Kyle Burgess was literally kind of walking backwards there. We kind of saw him videotaping the whole time for 6 minutes, face-to-face with this deadly animal, finally getting him to run away.
Insane.
Kyle Burgess never dreamed. No!
It's kind of just like, oh no, what's happening?
That a run along this popular canyon trail in Provo would turn into a very long eye-to-eye encounter.
You're good.
with a mountain lion protecting her young cubs.
You're a good little kitty cat. I almost like kind of squinted because I was like, oh, this is kind of tensed up because I thought for sure she was getting me.
Kyle loves the outdoors and will often run the Slate Canyon Trail. But about 2 miles from the trailhead,
I saw 4 cubs.
and then seconds later, that's when Mama Cougar came around the corner and lunged towards Kyle. For 6 terrifying minutes, Kyle walked backwards, videoing with his phone the entire time. The cougar never took its eyes off Kyle.
No, go away.
Several times, the cat jumped at him. A heart-stopping yet amazing front row seat to Utah's wildlife.
Honestly, the pure beauty of that type of animal. It was crazy. I mean, honestly, there's so much, yeah, such a powerful animal.
According to the Division of Wildlife Resources, Kyle did everything right, even not bending down and picking up a rock too soon.
Your heart is racing.
Scott Root has been a DWR officer for 30 years. This tops his list of mountain lion encounters. He says Kyle did the right thing.
Go eat your babies.
He stayed large, he stayed loud, and he backed away from the area for quite a while. And I think he did everything really well.
Kyle finally managed to grab a rock, throwing it at the cougar and hitting him in the back. The mountain lion finally sped away.
Yeah, so that just happened.
All right, as you guys seen,
Ending up on humor.
another stupid motherfucker. I think I want to start a segment called "Damn."
Damn, this would have been one too.
Dumb ass motherfuckers.
Is that what damn D-A-M?
Let me have it, Kels.
You know what? You got it, bro. I was going to spell it, but I'm going to let you have it.
Damn. We just took the N off.
Yeah.
But I like to call him Cougar Man.
Cougar Man.
And he was, as you seen, he was hiking and he ran across a
kitty.
cougar. Yeah, he kept coming like, "You're a good little kitty." She ain't a good little kitty.
He'll kill me. No.
She almost She almost ripped your balls off.
Yes.
You would have deserved it because
there's so many things wrong.
Where you gun at? Where you gun
Number
at,
one,
Mr. Second Amendment motherfucker?
NRA for life.
I see you. Look.
I don't know if he's that way, but
I don't know.
He lives in Colorado, right? Was it Colorado?
Yeah, they always got guns.
They always got guns.
Like
they're wildlife. All about it.
When I see them Kels walking in the grocery stores, in the malls, and the fucking at the parks and shit, they got their firearm on them and shit. And then they give me that look of "I'll shoot you dead if you come me wrong."
Or just carry that gun around for my rights.
But you ain't got your
they
gun
love to say my rights
while you're hiking in nature
by yourself, mind
by
you.
your damn self.
I just said, when I watched it, the first thing I said was, before I even saw the video and read about it, I was like, okay, this is a white person. No shade, white people, but this was y'all. This was a y'all thing, because it was a few things that black people just wouldn't do, and I'm gonna tell you them. We don't go hiking by ourselves. Period. We really don't even like hiking. That's two. But we're not going alone. We're not going without a weapon. When we see wildlife, we go the other way before the wildlife sees us. It's like black people in scary movies.
I don't even fuck with stray dogs.
I don't know your dog.
I don't know your dog.
It was a lady's dog down the street. Example, she got out and got in our bush, and I done seen the dog before, but never really encountered the dog. Oh, I let the dog stay tangled up in the bush.
Let me guess. Oh, he doesn't bite. The motherfucker got teeth.
I went to her door. Doot, doot, doot. Ma'am, your dog's in my bush. She was like, oh, okay. She said, I thought you brought him back. No, I'm not. I said, I didn't know if he was friendly or not. Like, I like animals.
I got it. And,
I'm cautious.
As I'm watching the clip, and y'all can condemn me for this. I don't give a fuck.
He didn't die. It's funny.
Deep down inside of me, I was really hoping
the cougar bit him.
That he bit him.
Oh no!
I was really hoping that he got his ass because they be doing stupid. Do you remember that show? When animals attack or when wildlife attack? You remember that shit?
When animals attack.
That shit was the funniest shit I had ever seen in my life.
Because they usually agitate.
But they fucking with these damn nice little fucking lion. Or fucking tiger or something. They want to pat him on the head like he's a fucking house cat, and they rip their fucking face off.
He was talking to her like a house cat too. He was like, no.
You're a good little kitty.
I was like, I don't know that no is gonna keep you from getting bit.
Well, I tell you, he did get smart at the end.
He threw the rock.
He picked that rock up and threw it at them.
I would have been screaming at it, trying to escape. I'd have had to do something. But first of all, I wouldn't have been out there.
Yeah, and they did say that he did everything right. He was moving away. He was keeping himself big.
Yeah, you have to keep a wide stance.
Meaning, and he was being loud.
But let's be honest. We know these animal safety rules, and I'm not ever going to have to use them.
Never.
Nope. I'm not trying to tussle
like you said,
with a cougar.
I'm not a hiker.
Nope.
I've never been in a position where
I'm going by myself.
I got ate by a shark.
Nope.
I ain't no business swimming in the ocean.
I'm not going past the little buoys.
Nope. Got no business over there.
I ain't going.
Unless this is a scene from Jaws, I know he ain't coming to get me.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not doing it.
Bear attacks, none of that bullshit.
And like the cougar, I mean, she lunged at him, and he was still, whoa, not today.
Yeah.
I was like, if you don't throw something, hit this cougar, shoot the cougar. I said, where's your gun? Just kept hollering, where's your gun?
But deep down inside, I'm glad the man survived.
I mean, I'm glad he lived.
Because it would have been fucked up
if he died.
If
the cougar got him. But it made me think of that cat.
I was just going to say, yeah, with the tiger.
Remember the tiger?
Yeah.
It's a tiger in the zoo.
Maybe I'm not a tiger.
Maybe I'm not a tiger.
Maybe I'm them vicious ass koala
And then somebody
bear.
get in the cage with the tiger.
This is not a drill.
This is not a drill.
It's going down.
The tiger will eat you.
And I got to think, that's how, like, animals be looking at us and shit. Like, be like, oh, what is this?
A tasty snack.
Never seen nothing like that before. No fur on it. I ain't got to have a hairball or nothing like that. I'm just bite and eat.
He look tasty.
Yeah.
That's probably what he was thinking about, that little man running, too.
What about that guy you were telling me about years ago?
Yeah, it was a few years back. A man got attacked by a cougar, and the cougar ended up getting a hold of him, and he had to fight the cougar. He killed the cougar, though.
Broke his neck.
But it was a baby. Come to find out later, it was just a cub.
Davy Jones.
If it had been like a full grown, because this looked like a full grown cougar.
Yeah,
like,
this was a mama. She had cubs and all.
She was finna take him back. He was finna be a whole snack for real.
He was finna be, just like that movie. And you guys check this out. It's only funny because he's stupid. It's called, is it The Bear Man?
The Bear Man?
It came out some years ago. I want to say like 2007. And at the end, he ends up getting killed by bears, and they ate him. Yeah, it was fucked up. But when you see, just like this guy, you're a good little kid. That's what he was doing. He fucking with the bears, you know.
Wait, I forgot something. Why he had his cell phone out?
Why he had it? Yeah.
When you running for your life, do you got your phone out?
I guess he wanted people to know.
Like this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm running for my life. Huh?
Yeah, I guess he wanted people to know.
About that. How is there footage? Because if I'm ready for my life, my footage going like this.
Man, I don't think that's
all y'all gonna see. The camera gonna go black.
I don't even think that would even enter my mind to pull my phone out.
No. If my phone was out because I was like looking at nature and I get attacked by a cougar, you're gonna know exactly when the cougar came because the phone just going straight black.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
No, because y'all would have seen the phone go down. I would have been in the background.
Anyway, our PSA. If you're going to go hiking or you fucking with nature,
just don't go.
Don't go, first of all.
Go to the gym.
But if you're going to, carry a gun out there because animals ain't our friend.
They're sweet
They're in
looking.
the wild, but they'll eat your ass alive and you will be a number one on the McDonald's.
Cat Williams said it perfect. The moral of the story is the tiger will eat your asshole, baby.
Eat your asshole, baby. You'll be dead. It's fried chicken. You will not make it.
You're not. You're not the apex predator if you don't have a gun.
And most of us ain't gonna feel sorry for you because you were fucking with.
We might laugh a little at the video, just a touch.
Well, let's get into Kels' corner with some black facts.
Hey, so I got 2 black facts for y'all. I'm gonna do black women today in history, lesser known facts. First up, I have Fannie Lou Hamer. You may not know who she is, but she's a African American rights activist. And she actually had an incident where she was fighting for voter rights, which is why I picked this particular fact. So she went to go vote, and she got beaten, put in jail. So she gets out, and she actually held a testimony at the Democratic National Convention, and she was giving her speech about all the things that had happened to her. And the current president at the time, Lyndon B. Johnson, interrupted her speech with a fake broadcast because he was so concerned that she was going to stir certain emotions in people and cause mass riots. So she basically was silenced, which they ended up hearing what happened to her.
Well,
but
we know LBJ was full of shit anyway. He was the president notoriously known for making the switch from black people being with the Republican Party to the Democratic
Democratic
Party.
Party.
And he actually said, I'm going to have these stupid motherfucking niggas representing Democrat for 200 years.
Yeah. And we're looking like we on our way. I don't know, though. This election has turned some tides. So shout out to Fannie Lou Hamer. She stepped up and made sure to take care of voting rights back at a time when they weren't as easy to do. You think we get suppressed now? This woman got beat.
Got beat up.
Trying to vote.
And still went back.
And then the other one I have, it's a fun fact that I learned and I wanted to share with y'all about a little girl named Sarah Rector. She's best known as the richest girl in the world. So she essentially was freed from slavery at a young age. Her family was given a plot of land to which they signed, some off to each of their kids. The land that they gave them, because when we did get our acres and a mule, y'all, they gave us the land they ain't want. Let's be clear. So they gave them some land that they thought wasn't good for farming or basically anything else. She struck oil.
Ooh, shit.
Millions.
Ooh.
Millions. So she made so much money and became so rich that they actually went and changed her race on all of her documents to white because they said, end quote, a black girl cannot be this rich.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, we can't have a black person on paper that rich. So we have to put you on paper as a white woman to make this make sense. Because she did not look white. Yeah. She just had so much money. She was white.
Well, you notice throughout history, they did a lot of subversive tactics to keep black people in a category, just like
and this was one.
Yeah, just like during slavery times, if they were moving slave, like say you had to go to another plantation or you had to just go somewhere, they would make black people look down or they would blindfold them because they didn't want them to see other poor white people.
Yeah. And this was one of those situations where I feel like they probably declared her white for two reasons. They don't want poor white people upset that a black person is that rich, but also we don't want other black people to feel like they are allowed to get this rich.
Exactly.
Did you ever think that you would be this rich?
Right.
Like she had to be white on paper. So can you imagine going up to the bank and you're white, Sarah Rector, white.
And it's this little black girl right here.
That's me.
Mm-hmm. It says here, you white.
I am. I'm legally white. Legally white. What does that even mean? I'm legally white.
Legally white. Yeah, that is crazy.
She was legally white. She was that ballin'. And I need to look into it a little more and see if her family still has money. I would like to know what they ended up doing with the land and the money. But yeah, she struck oil and she hit it big time. To so much so that they allowed her to consider herself white and to conduct herself as such.
I'm gonna dig in my backyard tonight.
I know, right? I'm trying to see something. Trying to see
dig in my backyard.
So that's my two black facts for y'all, two black ladies that you may not have known about before today, but you now are a little bit wiser.
Well, you guys, we are absolutely thankful and grateful that you guys joined us. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Cut on those notifications for talking shit and drinking coffee. Yes. Tell your friends about us. Make sure you guys comment. We would love your insight. Also in the description, our websites for our merchandise. I know, right? I can't get it together for some reason.
I'm no help. I just be laughing.
Yeah, you just sit there and grin. Just laughing at me like, what is it, Walt?
What are you trying to say?
I'm over stuttering and stammering and shit. But man, we choose these topics and we make sure we get content.
Yeah.
Today's topics, man, we really thought about long and hard. And the last one, we just kind of want to give you guys some comic relief with all the seriousness going on in the world. You can laugh a little bit and look at something and be like, oh,
Cougar Man.
Yeah, Cougar Man.
Now y'all can go look him up if you didn't know.
But, the politics and the things that's going on with us during this election time, it's always a rough time for people because decisions do need to be made.
And they're tough. Right now, especially. Probably the toughest it's been ever.
Yeah, ever.
As far as the election goes.
I would say ever because, saying the lesser of two evils speaks in itself.
Don't work for me.
Where we are in society, that shouldn't even be a thing. Lesser of two evils. Evil is fucking evil.
Don't work for me.
Yeah,
I done said it.
I don't fucking get it. And then you got these parties playing their games, their mind games, and people are taking that shit to heart. And I think they should, but I think, like I said, looking at the party versus looking at the individual and what they're trying to bring to the table.
And who's trying to work with us.
Yeah.
Let's stop trying to work with people who don't want to work with us. The Democrats didn't want to work with us. Why are we going to keep trying to work with them?
And Biden still ain't said what he going to do.
We got you, though.
We got you.
I feel like they be shucking and driving.
Yeah.
We got you.
And like we always say, man, we're not advocates of either one of these motherfuckers.
No.
We're just giving you guys the facts. That's all we're doing. We're giving you the information, and you do with it what you will. The same thing Ice fucking Cube is doing.
Tried to do.
Well, yeah.
Y'all gonna trash us
He
next?
took information and the facts that he researched, and he went about his way and tried to make something happen, and you condemned him for him. But then in the same breath, would say, well, we got to do something. Well, somebody did.
He
do
did something. Now,
He
it wasn't
did.
with who you wanted it to be with, but I don't know why you wanted to be with the other one. If he's the lesser of two evils, evil is evil.
And stop saying these motherfuckers are enemies, or having a mentality you either with us or against us. That's some tyrant bullshit.
Correct.
And honestly, we ain't got the strength to be tyrants, because we don't want to come together over a little simple shit. So let's get it to fucking together and come to a common mind about something logically.
Please.
Not just based on
headline.
a headline or some shit you seen on TMZ or fucking Shade Room. Make your decisions logically. Do your own research. Don't be scared to fucking
to be different.
If what you discover doesn't match up with what everybody else is saying, because you might have just discovered the truth. And the truth can be dangerous, but it is the truth.
Well, and if you're old enough to vote, you grown. So
yeah, you grown.
Make your own decision.
Stop
playing around.
For
waiting
validation.
for somebody else to tell you to vote for it.
Yeah, stop looking for validation for other motherfuckers to tell you made the right decision. It's stupid.
Do what you need to do for you and quit worrying about the black vote.
Exactly. Well, that's our time, people. Again, subscribe, like, hit them notifications.
Share. That's important too.
Yeah, share.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. Tell your mama.
Tell your pa. I don't know. It seemed right.
Well, we love you guys. Thank you. I'm Walt P.
And I'm your girl, Kels.
And this is Talking Shit.
We out.